In 2013, though, the country did not record any cholera cases. The question we've been raising is, what do we know? What do we need to know about the bacteria that causes cholera? Why? Where did it come from? I'm joined over the telephone by Dr. Badu Osahe with the University of Energy and Natural Resources. Thank you very much, Dr. Osahe, for joining us here.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Dr. Osahe, let's try and find an answer to why perhaps 2013 there was no case of cholera and suddenly in 2014 there is a case. What must we know about the bacteria that causes cholera?
Yes, the bacteria, as we all know, is the Vibrio cholera, and that bacteria lives with us. It lives in the aquatic body. And research has shown that that bacteria attaches itself to planktons and zooplanktons and phytoplanktons and algae blooms. Okay, and due to this, it will be very difficult for us to eliminate the bacteria from the environment, and therefore we have to look at ways to prevent how the bacteria gets into contact with humans. Now, the bacteria, before it can replicate itself in the environment or can be very virulent, we have to understand certain factors which make this bacteria very virulent. For instance, the planktons and the phytoplanktons in our shores need to grow before this bacteria can replicate itself. So we have to clean our shores to make sure that these organic matter and organic nutrients do not get into our shores. Otherwise, we will continue to report cases of cholera, and it will continue to recur.
I see.
Every 3 years or 4 years, time to come.
Let's look at you've mentioned phytoplanktons.
Yes.
Let's try and understand what they are. What are these things?
Yes, these are aquatic bodies in the water bodies in our shores or in the estuaries. They are like algae. Okay, and they bloom in the water body. And as they bloom, the bacteria tries to attach itself to it in the coastal waters, to be precise. So while they attach themselves to these waters, what we need to do is to come out with early warning system.
We'll come to what we need to do. Let's find out what happens when these bacteria manage to attach itself to the phytoplanktons. How does it get to humans?
Yes. Now, the bacteria can go into a state of hibernation for some time. That is, it becomes inactive, as research has shown. And it requires certain conditions, certain biotic and abiotic factors like temperature, sunlight, to reactivate itself. Now, people get into contact with the aquatic environment every time. So while the bacteria has become activated and you get into contact, that is where the primary cases begin. Now, when a person gets infected by contact with these aquatic bodies, the person comes back into the human population, and that is where the secondary cases begin. So whilst we are tackling the secondary cases like personal hygiene, yes, please.
Dr. Osahe, while these phytoplanktons are not edible, the fact that they live in our water bodies, like the sea, mere contact with it could give you the bacteria.
That is when it goes through your, it is through the fecal-oral route. So when it's not just contact with the skin, but when it gets into your system through the mouth.
Are these phytoplanktons edible?
No, not eating them.
Right.
I'm not talking about eating them. But when it comes to the sea getting into the human body, I think swimming in it, going to fishing, and maybe using the water from the sea. Okay. Yes.
I see.
You take the bacteria into your system.
And that is how we get the primary infection.
Yes, that is where the initial cases begin.
Then we come to, if we want to avoid this, what must we do?
Yes, we need to be able to predict as to when we can think of the bacteria becoming viable. And always we need to take samples and analyze them from our shore to identify the nature of the bacteria at every time interval, like maybe 6 months interval or 3 months interval. And I think that is what we are lacking as a country. We are not using the technocrats in a way, because all these things individual might have to fund yourself, which is very difficult to do. And so the government should, be in touch with the scientists and the technocrats to conduct research on these things, to be able to predict as and when we are likely to have an epidemic outbreak of the disease.
In 2013, though, we didn't record any case. What do you think happened? There are certain biotic and abiotic factors. Temperature increases, and before the outbreak, there was a big problem with sanitation in Accra. Yes, and you know that when it rains, runoff can take up organic material and enter into the sea. Okay. And these organic nutrients are required for the replication of the bacteria, for the survival and multiplication of the bacteria in the water. Yes. So this might have been a contributory factor. General sanitation in the environment can also cause problems in our shores. Yes. I see. Here we are in 2014, and people are living the same lifestyles they were living in 2013. And yet we have an overwhelming number of cases of cholera in this country. And then you were just telling us that indeed we could have predicted what could have happened.
Yes.
How does the Ghana Health Service engage the right resource persons in doing this?
That would be a very difficult thing, because even in talking about it, I had to contact one of your personnel to come out to give the little that I know about the disease. So, I don't know how they keep in touch with the scientists in Ghana and their various backgrounds. That one, I don't know. But I can tell you that Ghana has lots of scientists who are willing to do research for the country. But it's sometimes very difficult getting, the funds and the resources.
In other words, the Ghana Health Service may be tackling issues around cholera the wrong way.
I wouldn't say the wrong way. What they are doing now is the right way. But after that, what should we do? They are rather tackling the secondary cases. That is the person-to-person transmission. Okay. In the human population. That is the basic sanitation practices, wash your hands, eat hot food, and the like. These are preventive measures of person-to-person transmission. But for the primary transmission, we need a serious research on that.
Are we looking into a future of more cholera outbreaks beyond 2014?
It is possible, so far as the bacteria reside in coastal water bodies. It is possible, because we cannot. I have not come across any research anywhere that tells me that we can eliminate the bacteria from the shores. That is its habitat. That is its habitat. But we can control and modulate how the bacteria becomes viable.
I see. Doc, thank you very much for your time once again. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Dr. Bedu Says with the University of Energy and Natural Resources.